Hello, my name is Amelia Alfiero, and I am doing my project on natural disasters getting worse. All natural disasters are affected by climate change, including earthquakes, which droughts can further deteriorate the existing fault lines, wildfires, which the enhanced drying of organic matter doubled the number of large fires between 1984 and 2015 in the western United States, and storms, which, as water vapor is evaporated into the atmosphere, becomes fuel for more powerful storms to develop. And more heat in the atmosphere, plus the warmer ocean surface temperature that leads to more evaporation, makes for increased wind speeds and increased tropical storms. But how should we measure the severity of different disasters, or how they're getting worse? Well, we could measure it in deaths, in cost of the damage, and per type of natural disaster, and how more or less powerful it is than others. When talking about death toll, we have to keep in mind that the world has gotten better at preparing and responding to natural disasters. In 2023, there were roughly 95,000 reported fatalities caused by natural disaster events worldwide. This was the highest figure on record since 2010. The total economic losses due to natural disaster events worldwide amounted to $380 billion that year. But we have to keep in mind that in 1970, more than 300,000 people died when a strong cyclone hit the coast of Bangladesh. In 1985, another storm caused 15,000 deaths, and just 6 years later, it killed another 140,000. Fast forwarding to 2020, Bangladesh was hit by a cyclone Amphan, one of the strongest storms on record in the Bay of the Bengal, and the death toll was 26, barely visible compared to these deadly disasters. Bangladesh is not an isolated example. We can observe long-term improvements in the world's resilience. A strong El Niño weather event in the 1970s led to severe famines across China, India, and Brazil, killing tens of millions. The last El Niño year was 2023 to 2024. The 2023, there was a high level of disaster mortality with a total of 86,000 deaths, exceeding the 20-year average of 64,000 deaths. However, tens of thousands of deaths is a lot different than tens of millions. When looking at costs, you might notice that 2023 is not the highest year on record for costs associated with natural disasters. It was only $380 billion US, while the US's specific loss amounted to $118 billion US. It is 76% above the 21st century average and 18% higher than in 2020. But when we look at all of the costliest natural disaster by insured losses from the 1900s onwards, we realize that all but two of the costliest natural disasters were after the turn of the 21st century. Keeping that in mind, we also have to realize that there will be a lot more infrastructure in a lot more places than there would have been in the 1900s. Storms are worsening. There are 17 Category 5 hurricanes since the year 2000. How does this happen? Well, human impacts. Firstly, warmer ocean waters mean storms can pick up more energy, leading to higher wind speeds. The higher temperatures are mainly due to long-term greenhouse gas emissions. Secondly, a warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture, leading to more intense rainfall. Climate change has made the most extreme rainfall from Hurricane Harvey in 2017 around 3 times more likely, according to one estimate. Finally, sea levels are rising, mainly due to the combination of melting glaciers and ice sheets and the fact that warmer water takes up more space. For example, it is estimated that flood heights from Hurricane Katrina in 2005, one of America's deadliest storms, were 15 to 60% higher than they would have been in the climate conditions of 1900. Hurricanes are not the only worsening storms. A recent study published in NPJ Climate and Atmospheric Science analyzed a period from 1979 to 2017. There was a significant upward trend in tornado frequency found in portions of the southeast, Midwest, and Northeast. Both tornado reports and tornado environments indicated an increasing trend in portions of Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Worsening droughts are caused by warmer temperatures that enhance evaporation, which reduces surface water and dries out the soil and vegetation. Climate change is also altering the timing of water availability. Since the 1950s, some regions in the world have experienced an increase in some type of drought, including Western North America, Southern Europe, and much of Africa. Since 2000, the number and duration of droughts has risen 29%. In 2022, more than 2.3 billion people faced water stress. Almost 160 million children are exposed to severe and prolonged droughts. As we can see, in the Amazon basin, on Latin America and South America, there was massive droughtage in 2023. Human impacts to climate change are the cause of making natural disasters worse. In 1950, the world emitted 6 billion tons of CO2. By 1990, this had almost quadrupled, reaching more than 20 billion tons. Emissions have continued to grow rapidly, and we now emit over 35 billion tons each year. All natural disasters are worsened by climate change, whether that is from a natural event like El Niño or human-impacted climate change. Scientists know how bad rising temperatures could be. These are a list of some of the sources I used for the information on each slide. All of the graphs and photos have a link below or their source below them. Thank you for coming to and watching my presentation.